You know, sometimes life pushes a person so far that they start believing crazy things about themselves. This story is about a young man who tried to prove he was above right and wrong and ended up learning that no one can escape their own heart. This is Crime and Punishment, a story about guilt, suffering, and the long, painful road to redemption. So, there's this young guy named Rodion Raskolnikov, living in the cold, crowded streets of 19th century St. Petersburg. He's a smart student but broke, hungry, and full of pride. In his mind, he's always thinking, why should great people have to follow the same rules as everyone else? He starts believing that some people, the extraordinary ones, have the right to break the law if it's for a greater good. Dangerous idea, right? But he really believes it. And slowly, that thought starts eating him up inside. He decides to test this idea on a real person, an old pawnbroker named Alyona Ivanovna, a greedy woman who takes advantage of the poor. He tells himself, if I kill her, I'll free others from her cruelty. I'll use her money to do good. At first, he tries to convince himself it's logic, not murder. But deep down, he knows it's wrong. Days pass with him torn between fear and obsession, until finally, one night, he does it. He takes an axe, goes to her apartment, and kills her. But then fate steps in. Her gentle half-sister Lizaveta walks in by accident. In a panic, he kills her too. And right there, everything collapses. After the murder, Raskolnikov's real punishment begins, not from the police, but from his own mind. He hides what he stole, avoids everyone, and becomes sick with fever and guilt. He can't sleep, can't think straight. One moment he feels like a hero, the next he feels like dirt. His friend Razumikhin tries to help him, but Raskolnikov keeps pushing people away. Then he meets Sonia Marmeladov, a poor girl forced into prostitution to feed her family, but still pure and kind at heart. Sonia is gentle, faithful, and full of quiet strength, everything Raskolnikov is not. As the days go by, a smart investigator named Porfiry Petrovich starts to suspect him. Porfiry doesn't accuse him directly, instead, he talks with him about morality, about crime, about conscience. Those talks shake Raskolnikov. He begins to see that no clever theory can silence guilt. And through all of this, Sonia stays by his side. When he finally tells her his secret, that he's the murderer, she doesn't hate him. She cries for him. She tells him that only through suffering can his soul be healed, that he needs to confess and accept the pain as his path to redemption. She reads him the story of Lazarus, the man who rose from the dead, as a sign that his spirit can also be reborn. At last, Raskolnikov can't bear it anymore. In a trembling voice, he confesses publicly. He goes to the police, tells them everything, and is sent to prison in Siberia. At first, he's cold and bitter, still clinging to his pride. But Sonia follows him there, yes, she gives up everything just to be near him. And little by little, her love melts the ice in his heart. For the first time, he starts to feel real remorse. He realizes that being extraordinary means nothing without compassion, that true greatness comes from humility and love. And so, the story ends quietly, not with glory, but with hope. Raskolnikov begins to understand that forgiveness is possible not from the world, but from within. His soul, once buried in darkness, starts to wake up again, ready for a new life. Sparkle's moral, no theory or idea can excuse doing harm. The worst punishment isn't prison, it's living with your own guilt. And the only way out is through honesty, humility, and love. If you love discovering the real meaning behind great novels and stories, subscribe now. I break down every story so you truly understand what's inside.